The reverse chop. The chop. The reverse chop. Chop. Reverse chop. You want to hit with the radial styloid process, which is the distal end of the radial bone. So here's your radial bone, and right down here is what you want to impact with. So you're going to flatten your hand and you're going to bend the wrist so the fingers get out of the way. Get the thumb out of the way. Remember, your impact point is here, not along the hand. Now this also could be a reverse hammer fist. The hammer fist, the reverse hammer fist. Same idea. The wrist is going to bend back and we're going to expose that radial styloid process right there, and that's what you want to impact with. This is a nice weapon with the open hand for attacking the neck. Perhaps you've deflected a punch if you had to be defensive, and now you've got the great opportunity to come in. And just like the hand axe is a good fit for the neck because the hand is flat and open, same with the reverse chop. That reverse chop too is also good up between the legs, which we're going to look at in a moment in an attack combination that's done in the American Combato system. So that reverse chop can be done as a reverse hammer fist where the fist is clenched or the hand is open, and it's totally up to you as to what you prefer to do there. I do like the open hand for the neck and for the testicles because it lends to grabbing. When you come up between the legs with the open hand strike, this reverse chop, of course you get the impact of the blow, but now your hand is between his legs and can turn now and grab him by the testicles. It's the same thing when chopping back. Maybe you're in a bear hug hold and you chop back at the enemy's testicles. Put your hand between his legs and it can now be turned and you can raise up and grab him by the testicles. Let's look at this attack combination that I referred to. And let's get back on track too with our self-defense skills. We want to be offensive and we want to strike first whenever possible. We just got to make sure that we got the legal justification, that the threat is great enough. Maybe a couple guys corner you and they're threatening to attack you or kill you or abduct you into a car. That would certainly give you a right to a preemptive strike, to strike first. Always best. That other kind of timing is to strike when he strikes. He begins his attack, you begin your attack. He never expects that. So like all the attack combinations in the American Combato system, we are in the relaxed ready position. So I have bladed my body off, the hands have come up in some configuration that doesn't look aggressive, but has your hands prepared to go into use here. The lead hand in this case is going to sweep up the attacker's face. You want your fingertips just to sweep up the face. This is going to be done as a distraction to set up the next blow, but it also puts our hand into place for the final strike where we're really going to knock him out. So in the combination, you sweep up with that lead hand and we drop that reverse chop. We take a step, strike him in the testicles. Now as he doubles over, come back and strike the back of the neck. And again, it could be the open hand or the clenched fist. My preference for the open hand when coming up between the legs is just that. Sometimes I'll use the clenched fist in that circumstance. Just like with the hand axe, we can use the entire radial bone here, just like we can use the entire ulna bone on the hand axe or hammer fist. So in delivering a hammer fist, we can come in with that whole edge of the arm. Makes for a good gross motor skill, big impact weapon, not hard to miss. Same with that radial bone. You could come in with the whole length of the arm as you come in and strike him. That also lends well to going to choking and neck breaking as you get in a position to slip in behind him and complete a choke or a neck break. Now, when you develop the reverse chop, you're starting to develop the ability to use that end of your hand too for weapons. One weapon I like very much is this Leatherman tool that I have here, and you can see when I put it in my hand, it doesn't stick out a whole lot on either end, but it's enough. It's certainly enough for the reverse chop and the hammer fist. Now, of course, we're not bending our wrists back anymore because we're not going to be connecting with the radial styloid process anymore. We're going to be impacting with the weapon. But now this thing can come around in all configuration. It could certainly add to a punch. If we can add weight to a strike and get it moving with the same velocity, you're going to have more power with it. So it does fill in that gap as you're punching, add some weight to the hand. Of course, I would prefer to strike with the ends of that weapon. So in the attack combination we just looked at, upward distract, step in, now you would strike him with the weapon, come down, smash the back of his head. If we're on the lead side, sweep up the face, reverse chop, and now we could smash this weapon into the back of the head, which would be a potentially lethal blow. Now, this would be excellent too for dealing with takedowns, smashing into the back of the head of the attacker. But if we develop our unarmed techniques of the hammer fist and the reverse chop, and we're used to hitting with these weapons, these natural weapons, then it will become natural to start using that end of the Iwara stick. These pliers too could be opened, and that would extend my weapon and make it a little bit bigger. Now there could be eye crushes done by canting the edge of that and striking out at the attacker's eyes. That reverse chop has now become much more substantial. There's so many things that you can add to your hands. One of the things, we see these old guys with their keys clipped on them, and now I'm one of these guys. And I clip it on there because I don't want to lose my keys. But boy, what a nice weapon that is there as soon as it comes off. It's got that carabiner on one side, and it's a bottle opener or something, but it's a stout piece of metal on the end of that. And frankly, I don't care which end that comes out. And how about this jumbled mess of keys here? Well, what a great weapon that is going to be to get this in motion in every direction, especially now that we've added the reverse chop as a viable weapon. Now we can put weapons in there. And these keys are always with me. Remote control. That's like a perfect fit. You just got the perfect amount of that sticking out on each side of it, and punches could be done, canting the edges, up, down. There's our reverse chop again, into the testicles, into the side of the head, at any angle that you want to take with that. Flashlight. Perfect. Perfect fit and a great weapon, and can be right in your pocket with you. Pliers. Pliers are an absolute perfect fit there for this weapon. We could again come in with these eye-crushing actions, the reverse chop, and it wouldn't matter which way you got the pliers, which end was coming out where. Cell phone. There's another good fit right there. Got it coming out each end, and that certainly could strike into the testicles, that reverse chop, into the throat, into the jaw, smashing down onto the bridge of the neck. So just everyday items that you have with you right in your pocket can serve as weapons. Another thing about that reverse chop. First off, when you start hitting with that radial styloid process, It's a little tender at first. It'll sting a little bit. There's a nerve bundle there. But that goes away after a while. And it's a pretty solid weapon. I don't know that I want to smash it into this rock wall, although I think I could without injury to my hand. I don't think it would feel too comfortable to do that. But it sure wouldn't be. I sure wouldn't put my fist into this wall. But edge of the hand blows and the reverse chop. It's, like I say, a pretty solid weapon. So it's a little tender at first when you start to hit with it, so take your time. The other thing, put a little flexion in your elbow. You don't want to come in and have that arm hyperextend because your arm is too straight on that. Early on in training, I made that error. And boy, when you are learning a new technique and you come in and strike with it and it hurts when you do it, is a good way to not ever like that technique because of that early experience. So take your time, a little bend in that arm as it comes in to strike. Again, good fit for the groin, good fit for the throat, good weapon. We can add weapons to it, the reverse chop.